Hi, I'm Ash Lynch, Head of Medical Services here at Foundry Athletic. Usually with an ACL injury, we would see a patient after the episode or the incident where they feel like they may have hurt their knee seriously. What tends to happen after you hurt your ACL is if it is clinically suspected, you need MRI confirmation on imaging. Certain imaging in different body parts is bulk billed or available to be bulk billed by a general practitioner, so a doctor. The benefit of coming to Foundry Athletic prior to diagnosis is that we can, if determined that it's clinically suspected, we can fast track you through to a GP or your GP of choice via practitioner to practitioner dialogue, get you the MRI and then confirm or negate your diagnosis of an ACL rupture. When you return for your review appointment to discuss your MRI findings and how that marries up to your clinical presentation, we will advise you on whether you have in fact hurt your ACL, plus or minus any other pathology that may have happened at the same time from the same incident, such as meniscal injury, other collateral ligaments, or more joint insult. From there, we can discuss what you would like to do, whether it be conservative or operative management, and if you have an inclination towards operative management, put you in touch with the best orthopaedic surgeons in Melbourne to discuss this with you. If you go down the operative pathway, and that is a decision between your physio here at Foundry Athletic, you, your family, and the orthopaedic surgeon and your context, you then need to get your knee in as good a shape as you can to go into the operation. What that means for you is that you come out of the operation with your knee in a much healthier state. Most surgeons now will ensure that your knee has ticked off certain criteria pre-operatively so that the operation has a good outcome. With the Foundry Athletic Rehab membership, you can start that from diagnosis. You can also decide against doing that until you have an operation, if that's what you decide, and in the lead up to the operation, have physiotherapy session by session that you continue to do home exercises whilst you continue to do home exercises away from Foundry. Usually at the point of about day 5 to day 7 post-op, we would like to see you to commence the rehab journey. So when you first come back post-operatively at around day 5 to day 7, we're basically just checking on you as a person as well as how your knee is. Do you have any signs of infection? Are you unwell? Have you returned to a relatively pain-free state for daily living? Are you icing your knee? Do you have your medication under control? Are you eating and drinking normally for you? They're the kinds of things that we start with. From there, we move into more of low-level exercise rehab, getting your knee bending and straightening. When you start your rehab journey under the membership option at Foundry Athletic, you get allocated your physio and your rehab coach. Once your physio determines that you're ready to commence rehab, you have a meeting or a consultation with your coach to go through your training program, how many times you'd like to come in each week, what you do for work, what you do for uni, school, etc., what you do outside of Foundry Athletic. That helps to shape the program to your needs. From there, you then have a one-on-one session, either 1 or 2 times to get familiar with your program. And then from there, you then feel comfortable to book into coached class times in the gym and get your weekly physio update with your chosen physio. The biggest advantage of the Foundry Athletic Rehab membership for an ACL reconstruction is that everything you have to do is communicated within the team and within the one facility. So you don't need to rely on practitioner to practitioner email chains or phone calls or lack of communication. We have a meeting every week about all of our rehabbers, and every staff member in the facility gets to know you and your rehab journey, where you're at in the pathway, when you're ready to run, how you're lifting in the gym, do you need to use the game ready, are you in a high recovery phase, are you in a high workload phase, are you nearing return to training, or are you about to start to play again. As part of our rehab membership, for ACLs and for other injuries, there will be a return to run phase. That running is also done under supervision at our local fields. We have access to local ovals where we conduct rehab field sessions. So once you are ready to run, you would go down to the field with your coach and do your first 4 to 6 runs under a very watchful eye before you then join in more with the group field sessions, conditioning, changing direction, hitting some speed, building back your aerobic fitness. Part of our mantra of rehab in general is training what you can and not what you can't. So when you are recovering from a knee injury, we're not just looking at your knee, we're looking at your athletic profile, we're looking at how we keep you sane, we're looking at improving your sport in other ways while you can't train or play. We're also looking at any pre-existing injuries that you have never had the chance to get totally right, whether you've got a little bit of a grumbly Achilles, whether your other side patella tendon is sore. Lots of things go into the rehab that make it all encompassing. In a perfect world, the rehab membership mimics what you get as a professional sportsman. Now, the biggest advantage they get outside of the elite practitioners that typically work in the sporting environment is that they do everything day to day under the watchful eye of these people. That is the purpose of the rehab membership, is that you can do everything supervised, you can do everything coached, and outside of what you do for work or school or uni, family commitments, social life, anything to do with your training or your rehab will be done by the same group of people. Any long-term rehab, with an ACL being a particular case, it takes the best part of a year, perhaps a little bit less if you do well, comes with mental challenges. We like to make sure that by not just treating the knee and treating the person as a whole, their mental health is looked after. We have a sports psychologist here who works and consults in the building. We have programs around making sure that your mental health is maintained, your connection to your chosen sport and to your friendship groups are maintained, and that your purpose outside of rehabbing your knee is paramount. Foundry Athletic, the best place in Melbourne to rehab your ACL injury.